Hello everyone, Sunset2, welcome to another Modpack overview, this time on Janni's Modpack. A Modpack that seems to have a focus on sort of a mix of things. There isn't too much there. There is sort of a bit of detail, obviously, for it being a roleplay sort of themed pack. But there is sort of a mix of things like bridges for building and fractions, which I think was like light directing things. It's been a while since I've seen it or used it. There's also sort of like other building and sort of changes to trees and benefits for wolves, and dimensions, and certain other bits and pieces like that. So kind of a mix of things. We'll just take a look though, just in case. So what do we got? We've got decor carts for obviously having transported goods. And then I think you have a horse connected up to it, so you've got that for like some travel, transportation, storage capabilities. You've got bibliocraft for adding in bookcases, shelves, lanterns, a bunch of other decoration, and certain other helpful storage and display elements. As you can see there, so chairs and painting frames and display cases and armor stands and certain other things like that. You've got block craftery for adding in a bunch of different capabilities. I think similar to carpenter's blocks in a way. I think is what it looks like. I don't know. It's been a while. I've heard of it, but yeah, I think I could probably put like a block here. Yeah. So pretty much allows you to just sort of put frames, and you can put certain other elements on top of it. So you've got stairs, you've got ramps, or slants, and corners, and this and the other. You've got chisel for adding in a bunch of additional blocks made from stone, basalt, bookcases, carpet, just a bunch of other building block variations and possibilities, which makes up quite a bit of the following here. There's glass, there's panes, there's glowstone, there's terracotta, lava, limestone, wood, prismarine, redstone, a bunch of different patterns and textures and other interesting variations of blocks. You've got comforts for adding in pretty much sleeping bags as well as hammocks, so additional sort of sleeping options, I guess. You've got custom NPCs for adding in obviously certain wands and tools here for allowing NPCs to be able to be talked to, trade with them, sort of give them certain possibilities, certain additional blocks to add to themes of the world and such. You've got decorcraft for adding in a bunch of different decoration objects. So you've got stained glass, you've got Rubik's Cube, you've got stuffed spiders, mugs, Christmas lights, globes, a bunch of different themed things, signs, and more. Beds and other things, all decoration of course. So we'll just sort of go through a few of these because I think it'll take up quite a few pages of JDI. So you've got couches, you've got PCs, you've got crates of fruit, you've got gardens, you've got cupboards and chairs and a bunch of other additional things. Plates, lanterns, more chairs. There's a piano, cash register, restaurant tables, clothes racks, windows, and then a bunch of other additional things, cases, tents and more, guitars, magazine rack. So a lot of stuff that's suitable for building and fitting a multitude of different themes, rooms and such like that. Some more beds. Then we move on to doggy talents for adding in dog beds, as well as certain things for doing a bit more with wolves. So treating them, collars, commands, and certain things I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. As well as obviously dynamic trees for having larger trees, as well as potions to obviously improve them or expand them. You've got obviously other elements for them as well, same as cactus. I've got fancy lights for adding in, or very light, sorry, for adding in additional light sources, sort of decorative elements. So there's oil lanterns, there's flowers with lights, there's orb lights and more. Jack-o'-lanterns, witch hats, icicles, hanging lights, a bunch of other bits and pieces. You've got McCaw's bridges for adding in additional building bridge capabilities, so from putting it like from one side to the other, and different wood types and other material types like sandstone you can use. You've got Minecraft Comes Alive, adding in changing villager NPCs, I'm pretty sure, adding in a few other things like rings and babies and sort of life related stuff. You've got Mystical World for adding in different mobs. And such, as well as obviously a bunch of tools and blocks and certain other bits and pieces. Got ordinary coins for currency systems, which I assume could work for trading or certain other theming and such, or economy stuff. Pam's Harvest Craft for adding in additional crops and plants and seeds and foods and saplings and fruit trees and other additional bits and pieces like candles and meals and blocks to make all the different bits and pieces. Managing bees and apiary, I assume. And a bunch of different options, of course. Splits, smoothies, cookies, sandwiches, and other stuff. So there's a ton of food and meals and options here. Let's see, obviously, gummies, desserts. Yep. You've got refraction for adding in pretty much, I think, like I thought at the beginning, pretty much just a way to have light beams and certain other things. So you can have coloured ones, you can sort of direct them in certain ways. It's been a while since I've heard of it or used it, and I think it's the right one that I'm thinking of. Otherwise, there's roots for adding in additional plant life and other bits and pieces, as well as magic, I'm pretty sure. So magic capabilities and such. Signposts, obviously, you know, putting signs in that for certain city streets or certain towns or this, that, and the other. You've got Twilight Forest for adding in additional mobs. Obviously not the best one to present, anyway. So goblins, and minotaurs, and birds, and this, that, and the other, as well as different dimension. There's wands for adding additional sort of rewards and certain weapon capabilities. You've got different trophies, different bosses, tools and weapons and armor and uncrafting if the table's still here. It is. Spawners, maps to find mazes and such. Charms to get through to have additional benefits. I'm just thinking the keys and such for a minute for some reason. And obviously a bunch of other blocks that make up the dungeons and certain other things of the actual dimension. Then you've got obviously wearable backpacks for adding in a backpack you can wear. Place storage in and wear it. And then you've obviously got wolf armor and storage for adding in protection for wolves, along with wolf chop from Core Mod. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.